Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ovanni. If you are new here, please stop what you're doing and hit that subscribe button. Okay, so the video I'm going to be doing today is kind of a different video. It has nothing to do with makeup. It has nothing to do with fashion, beauty, lifestyle, or anything like that. It actually has something to do with something I'm passionate about, and it's nursing. So if you are like myself and you are trying to get into your nursing program and one of the requirements is the Hesi A2 exam, this is the video for you. Okay, so recently I just took the Hesi for my nursing program at my college and I passed. So I thought, why not make a video on how to help others, you know, pass as well. So first and foremost, I want to say that if you are going to be taking the Hesi very soon, the first tip I would, give you guys is please give yourself enough time to prepare for this exam. This is not an exam to be taken lightly, even if you think you are the smartest cookie, out there. Preparation is, it's smart to prepare for this exam because it's not necessarily terribly difficult, but it's not the easiest. But I would like to say that if you are going to be, preparing for this exam and you want to get a little bit of extra help, I would recommend getting this book right here. Now, this book, Hesi Admission Assessment Exam Review, this is by I can't even say the name, it's Elsevier, Elsevier. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it, but in this booklet, it has mathematics, reading, vocabulary, grammar, biology, chemistry, anatomy, and physics. Now, for my specific school, they were only looking for four requirements, and that was math, reading, vocab, and anatomy and physiology. So in this video today, I'm going to be touching base on the anatomy, math, reading, comprehension, and vocabulary, and giving you guys some pointers on what you should focus on and some things that you might see on the exam. So the first section I want to talk about is anatomy and physiology. Now this section, it only consists of about 30 questions. Don't quote me, I don't remember. But there weren't very many questions in this particular area. I did spend the most of my time studying for this particular area because I took anatomy and physiology like a few years back and it wasn't fresh in my mind. I took it as a freshman. Yeah, I took it as a freshman at AMP 1 and 2. So I had to study this section the hardest. Also, that's another thing. If you know you're struggling in a particular area, I would recommend you spending most of your study time on that area so you're A1 to go when it comes to taking the exam. So for the anatomy and physiology portion, I would recommend you guys to know the blood flow through the heart, know all of the cranial nerves, there are 12, know what a baby's soft spot is called, know what muscles do what and their functions, know your hormones, adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis, tropic and non-tropic hormones and their functions, know the main parts of the cell, and the functions of the organelles. Sorry if I'm looking down, I'm reading off my notes. Know parts of the brain and the functions. Know what organs secrete what hormones and what is the function of those organs. Know the reproductive hormones and their functions. Know spinal nerves. Know the difference between proximal and distal. Practice, practice some of those differences, like knowing what's distal to what's proximal to what. Know the difference between the different vitamins K, D, C, E, etc. Know the anatomical structure of a bone. Know facial bones, specifically the vomer bone. That's a bone in the nose. It's located here. Also, know the anatomy of the eye and the ear. Know the bones of the ear specifically. And the functions of the part of the eye, like the aqueous humor, the vitreous humor, what the retina does, what the pupil is, you know, stuff like that. So those would be the specific things like I would, you know, recommend you guys studying and focusing on for the anatomy and physiology section. So for the math portion of the test, I would recommend you guys really focusing most of your, you know, precious time on ratios, proportions, metric conversions. But in this particular book that I showed, they give you practice on fractions. If you aren't so good with fractions, this book definitely helps a lot with that. It teaches you how to add and subtract, multiply and divide fractions. Also, it teaches you how to find the lowest common denominator, their greatest common factors. It also teaches you how to, you know, add and subtract and make mixed numbers into whole numbers, you know, stuff like that. Make mixed numbers into whole numbers, you know, all of that good stuff. But what this book does not necessarily focus on is conversions. It doesn't have any metric conversions in here whatsoever. So I would recommend you guys looking over conversions, and I actually wrote a list for you guys of conversions that I think would be wise to write down, maybe make some flashcards so you guys can know these conversions, because they will pop up on the exam. So those conversions consist of, so maybe if you guys want to write this down, 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. 1 mile equals 17,600 yards. 1 yard equals 3 feet. 1 foot equals 12 inches. 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. 1 gram equals 1,000 kilograms. 1 meter equals 1,000 kilometers. 1 ounce equals 29.574 milliliters. 1 liter equals 33.814 ounces. 1 gallon equals 128 ounces. 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. 4 quarts equals 2 pints. 2 pints equals 4 cups. 1 pint equals 2 cups. 2 cups equals 16 ounces. 1 pound equals 16 ounces. And 1 milliliter equals 0.0338 ounces. So yes, those are some of the conversions that you're going to need to know, and you're going to need to practice and do practice problems and really get to know, get familiar with conversions. Also, for the math section, you're going to need to know how to find the percent of a number. You will be using the formula part over whole. Hesi book does not offer that at all. So just in case you guys, you know, wanted to know that. So yes, please practice those metric conversions, because most of the math portion consists of proportions, percentages, fractions, mixed numbers, and metric conversions. Also, practice military time. The Hesi book also offers practice on military time. You know, you can even change the settings of your phone to military time, you know, so you can know what the time is throughout the day. That can also help you prepare. And yeah, that's basically it for the math section. So for vocabulary, for the vocabulary portion, I would recommend making flashcards. What I did, I actually color-coded the alphabets. So I took like A, B, C, and D. All of those words were like blue. And then I took E, F, G, H, and all of those words were red. You know, I basically took the alphabet, or took all of the vocabulary words, and I just color coded them in sections so it could be easier for me to remember what definition was what, or what means what. You know, it's a lot easier if that makes sense. Also, what else would I say for the vocabulary? Pretty much not every single word given in the Hesi you know, book is on the exam, but a lot of the words are. So definitely make use some flashcards and study the vocabulary words. For the reading part of the exam, the best advice I can give you guys is read each passage very carefully and answer the questions to the best of your abilities, you know. Also, there aren't that many passages or questions in this area, but if you're a slow reader, it will take you a longer time maybe to finish up this portion, because it's kind of lengthy because of how many passages, but it's not that many questions, if that makes sense. So yeah, read the questions carefully, answer the questions to the best of your abilities. Also, there are practices online that you can search up, and you can actually practice online some reading comprehension Hesi exams. And there's also a critical thinking area portion of the exam, and also, like with the reading comprehension, please read very carefully and answer the questions to the best of your abilities. So yeah, basically that's all of the advice I would give for when it comes to knowing the actual material for the exam. But yeah, so flashcards, use resources, use the book that I mentioned, use online sources. There are so many websites where you can go and you can take free Hesi exams as practice. You can also use QUIZLET. I used QUIZLET a lot. You know, don't just use the book as your main source of getting to know this material. Also, give yourself enough time to actually study. And then what helped me most was actually the day before I went in to take the test, I prayed about everything, and I basically attracted my grade. Like, I literally used the law of attraction to get the grade that I wanted, and everything came out perfectly. So the day of the actual exam, I was not focused on anything else other than the exam. I wasn't super nervous about it, but I didn't talk to any of my friends that day. I didn't text anyone. I didn't call anyone. I didn't accept any messages. Literally, I ignored everyone that day, and I just listened to music. I cleared my mind. You know, when it comes to exam time, focus on the exam. Focus on the bigger picture. You know, manifest the grade that you want by asking the universe for it. Then let it go and don't stress about it. Go into the exam with an open mind, and you will get the grade that you want. You will pass. Take your time and just really take your time and use your time wisely when studying and preparing for this exam. So if you know a party is coming up and your friends are like, hey, let's go out, no, use that time that you have to study because, you know, we all want to get into our nursing programs. So yeah, so that's how I passed my Hesi exam. I hope this video has been really helpful for you guys. I'll leave some links down below of the websites that I use to help myself practice. I'll leave the link down to the book of where I got my book. I actually got it off Amazon. And yeah, I hope this video helps you guys. Good luck to all of you in passing your Hesi, and I hope you all get accepted into your nursing programs. Also, if you're a girl and you like videos of makeup, beauty, you know, vlogs, all that good stuff, check out my other videos. Also subscribe, hit the like button, and yeah, I hope you all pass your Hesi exams and good luck with your future endeavors. Bye.